Once upon a time, in the cozy town of Whiskerville, lived the famously grumpy cat known as Grumpy Cat. His frown was legendary, his mood always sullen, and he loved nothing more than to nap in the shade. One fine morning, a twinkle in the sky announced the arrival of Felicity, the joyful fairy known for spreading happiness wherever she went. Felicity fluttered down to Grumpy Cat's yard and sprinkled her magic dust. Grumpy Cat opened one eye, unimpressed. "What do you want?" he grumbled. "Dear Grumpy Cat," Felicity chimed in her sing-song voice, "I have a challenge for you. If you can make 3 creatures smile, you will win the world's biggest fish." Grumpy Cat twitched his whiskers and his stomach rumbled at the thought of the biggest fish in the world. Reluctantly, he agreed, and with a flicker of her wand, Felicity vanished with a smile. Grumpy Cat's first stop was the garden where Betty the Beetle lived. Betty was a worrier, always fretting about the weather or if she'd find enough leaves for lunch. Grumpy Cat scowled, attempting to think of something cheerful. "Hey, Betty, did you know your shell is so shiny? It could start a bug fashion trend?" he attempted. Betty stopped her fretting for a moment to glance at her own reflection on a dewdrop. Slowly, a smile crept across her face. "Oh, thank you, Grumpy Cat," she giggled. 1 down, 2 to go, thought Grumpy Cat. Next, he prowled down to the barn where Danny the donkey was kicking the fence. Danny was annoyed because there seemed to be nothing to do. Grumpy Cat sighed, this time taking a more direct approach. "Danny, did you ever try singing? I heard donkeys have the most charming voices." Danny's ears perked up, and he brayed a loud, melodious tune, much to his own surprise. His voice echoed cheerily, and soon the barn was filled with the laughter of farm animals. "That was fun, Grumpy Cat. You're not as grumpy as they say." Danny chuckled, the second smile achieved. For the last challenge, Grumpy Cat wandered to the pond where he spotted a lonely duckling named Dabble. The duckling sat quietly by the water, sighing at her reflection. She yearned to fly south with her flock, but her small wings just weren't ready yet. Grumpy Cat sat beside her, gazing at the water. "Dabble, you know, everyone's journey is different. Just because you can't fly today doesn't mean you won't fly tomorrow," he said, surprising even himself with his newfound wisdom. Dabble took a deep breath, inspired by Grumpy Cat's words, and began to waddle joyfully around the pond with newfound confidence. "Thank you, Grumpy Cat," she quacked happily, her face alight with a big, grateful smile. With all 3 smiles in his kitty bag, Grumpy Cat returned to his favorite napping spot, waiting for Felicity. She reappeared in a shimmer and handed him the world's biggest fish. "Bravo, Grumpy Cat, you did it!" Grumpy Cat took his prize, and though his face remained as grumpy as ever, inside his heart was a warm, unfamiliar feeling. The creatures he'd helped cherish a small part of him, and he knew that maybe, just maybe, sharing a little happiness wasn't so bad after all. But as for his face, well, some things never change.